Let's have a session on application, how to apply. So when we have context or case studies, we need to think of it like fishing, because those contexts, they are the lake. There's fish, there's gold in them. It's your job to reel those fish in. And when we do application, just think DOT. And DOT stands for data, objectives, texts, and also throughout. Let's go through how to apply. So D for data. In these contexts, in these case studies, there's going to be numbers. Those numbers are there to be used. They are the fish. There's also going to be tables with information. It could be financial information. Maybe it's showing you the cost of goods sold, the expenses, the net profit. Use it. It's not there for no reason. You have to be using it if you see it. It could have marketing data. It could show primary or secondary research. You need to be using it. If it's there, use it. So numbers, tables, there to be used. They are the fish. But also you could take it one step further. You could do, using this data, you could do a percentage change, or you could do a change in percentage, and you could add that into your answer to make you look great. Now, after D, we need to look at O, objectives, because it might be that in the case study, in the context, it will explicitly say what the objective is of the business or of the entrepreneur. Or it might be that you could implicitly work it out from the way that they phrase the text in the case study, in the context. And maybe you work out that the objective is survival or growth or revenue maximization or sales maximization or profit maximization, whatever it is. If you can establish the objective, that's good news for you because it will bolster your analysis. But also, you could sneakily use it in your AJKO. The O here could stand for objectives because you could answer the question, justify why, show some balance with your key flaw, but then you could go, well, I've worked out that the objective of the business must be X, Y, Z, and therefore that is why they should go for this particular advice or recommendation that you've made in that question. So a sneaky way to add in your conclusion a little bit more application. Now we've had data, objectives, but the final one is text and throughout. Because in these case studies, the longer questions, we're talking your 9 markers or your 12 markers, well, you've got to be using the context. And you've got to be using that context and putting it into each part of your longer answer. So you want to put some text in your Malibas, in your first Maliba, in your second Maliba, in your AJKO, as we said here. So you need to have application, text, from the case study throughout your answer. It might be for this that you use quotes or names that have been mentioned in the case study in the context. It could be the business name, the entrepreneur's name, the rivals that have all been mentioned in it, as well as, of course, your data. And the final thing is that with some of the exam boards, you'll see that they will present a business to you at the start of a section, and then they give you a sliver of text, and they'll ask a question, and then they might give you another sliver of text and ask a question, or they could give a third sliver of text and ask a question. But it's important that you recognise that it might be that you have a 12 marker and you would be naturally inclined to look at the previous piece of text. But go beyond that. Use not only that piece of text, but also use the other pieces of text that are about that same business. Because it might be that there's some gold, there's some fish also in those previous contexts because they're all about the same business. Often the case when you have sections about one business, but they show the evolution of the business usually to make those questions for you. And the last thing to think about beyond that is that it might be the case that in the previous question you've had a calculation question and you've come to an answer, and it might be that that answer could be used as part of application. So just keep your eyes out for that. We saw that last year, so you could potentially be using an answer that you calculated in the previous question, and that might in some way help as application in those longer questions after that. So I hope that helps on application, and I'll see you for the next sesh.